Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the story of Liu Bang's entry into Xianyang. In October of the third year of the second emperor of Qing's reign, Liu Bang was the first rebel leader to enter Xianyang, the capital of Qing state. So why was Liu Bang in such a hurry to attack Xianyang? Let's delve into it. After Xianyang's defeat and death, King of Chu, Mixing, moved his capital to Pengcheng, now is in Xuzhou city of Jiangsu province in China. And he held a meeting, deciding to launch an attack westward on Qing state. At the same time, he made a promise to the generals: whoever pacified the Qing heartland first would become its king, means become Qing king. So King of Chu was speaking very ambitiously. At that moment, the various rebel forces were still relatively weak, and the Qing state was still quite powerful. After all, Zhang Han had just defeated Xianyang, and his Qing army was riding high on morale. To say whoever enters the Qing heartland first will be its king was basically just an empty promise, or perhaps an investment in future hopes. In this situation, the only ones who responded were Xiang Yu and Liu Bang, these two guys. And among them, the most eager was Xiang Yu, because now he and his army are strongest. He said, "I will go, and I will go with Liu Bang together." At this point, one of Chu King's advisors offered a suggestion. This guy said, "Xiang Yu is too violent and ruthless. Wherever he goes, he burns, kills, and loots, leaving no survivors. Last time, he slaughtered the entire city of Xiangcheng, not even sparing a single life. Then he went on to massacre Xianyang. The people of Qing have already suffered enough. If we send Xiang Yu to attack Qing state, won't it just add fuel to the fire? Why not send someone kinder and more benevolent, someone who can bring a better life to the common people?" So now we will discuss, is Liu Bang a kind and benevolent man? In earlier videos, we mentioned that Liu Bang was a low-level official with a rough background, who enjoyed drinking, gambling, and womaning. So definitely, he is not that kind of man. To call him a benevolent elder is a bit of a stretch, but compared to Xiang Yu, who ordered his army the killing of surrendered soldiers and civilians, burned cities, and looted wealth, Liu Bang was relatively the better option. When Liu Bang entered the Qing heartland, he made a simple set of laws: kill and you will be executed, injure or steal and you will be punished. All other Qing's laws and customs and rituals were temporarily suspended. This approach won him praise and the people's support for the time being. Later, when he became emperor, of Han Dynasty and established the Han. Many of Qing's laws and formalities between emperors and officials were restored. But at least during the time when Liu Bang made those agreements with the people, he was seen as kind-hearted. During the rebellion, Liu Bang treated his loyal followers like brothers. They fought together, ate and drank together, and even slept side by side when they were tired after drinking or eating. If anyone needed money or wanted a promotion, as long as they had talent and were useful to Liu Bang, he would give them what they wanted. But later, after he became emperor of the Han Dynasty, Liu Bang and his wife, Lu Zhi, this lady later was called Queen Lu, found various reasons to kill most of the key figures who had ever helped them win the empire. Compared to Xiang Yu, Liu Bang was good at suppressing his desires and hiding his true nature, and even lowering himself while elevating others to achieve his goals. This is why people believed he was benevolent, and that's why he was easy to get help from the others. After Xiang Yu's victory in the Battle of Julu, all the rebel forces set their sights on Qing's capital, Xianyang. When Liu Bang advanced westward into the Qing's heartland, he chose to avoid direct confrontation with heavily guarded Hangu Pass. Instead, he broke through the weaker Wu Pass. This decision allowed him to bypass the stronger Qing defenses and enter the heartland of the Qing state. Along the way, he adopted another policy of accepting surrenders and not plundering the people, which meant the cities and citizens he encountered didn't see him as a threat. In fact, they often surrendered willingly, which reducing resistance even further. As a result, Liu Bang reached the Qing's heartland 3 months before Xiang Yu did. During those 3 months, what had he done in the Xianyang? Liu Bang did not seek revenge on Qing officials. Qing's last king, Ziying, was also treated with respect. Government offices continued to function, and the lives of the common people were relatively undisturbed. Why? When Liu Bang first entered the Qing's palace, he wanted to stay and enjoy it with all the treasures, gourmet food, and beautiful women from across the country. So who wouldn't be tempted? And years ago, when he came to Xianyang for service and saw Qin Shi Huang Yin Zheng's ritual, he said, "A real man should be like that." Now that he could be like that, how could he not want to be a real man and enjoy it? So at first, one of his generals, Fan Kuai, tried to persuade him to leave the palace, but Liu Bang wasn't interested in listening. Finally, his strategist, strategist, very famous Zhang Liang, convinced him. Zhang Liang said the Qing dynasty fell because of greed and tyranny. Qing's rulers indulged in luxury and debauchery, which is why you are able to stand here today. After entering Qing, we must do the opposite. Where Qing was violent, we should be kind. Where Qing was greedy, we should be frugal. We must not die from luxury and greedy. Liu Bang realized Zhang Liang was right. The empire wasn't yet secure, and it wasn't time to enjoy himself. He left the palace and set up camp at Bashang. He even refused the customary banquet for his troops. This was Liu Bang's greatest advantage and strength. While he wasn't particularly moral or skilled, he always knew how to make the right decision for himself. And once he made a decision, he often carried it out, even better than expected from the others. This was how he gathered so much talent around him, and step by step until he won the empire crown. Liu Bang had good timing and good fortune. His entry into Qing state was a huge stroke of luck. During the Battle of Julu, most of Qing's forces were tied up there, supporting General Zhang Han. The main front of the anti-Qing war was at Julu. Without Xiang Yu's efforts at Julu, the Qing dynasty wouldn't have fallen. So why did Liu Bang end up with the spoils of victory? Xiang Yu couldn't swallow this. It even led to a falling out between him and King of Chu, Mixing. Later, he killed Chu King, and partly due to this grudge. If Chu King had sent him to attack Qing, there wouldn't have been any room for Liu Bang. But for now, Xiang Yu had to focus on dealing with Liu Bang. Liu Bang made a critical mistake. He listened to one of his subordinates and sent troops to guard Hangu Pass, thinking that by doing so, he could claim the Qing heartland as his own. But he didn't anticipate Xiang Yu's general, Ying Bu. We have mentioned also this brave general, easily breaking through Hangu Pass. Xiang Yu's massive army swarmed in and set up camp at Hongmen, only 20 kilometers away from Liu Bang's camp at Bashang. At the time, Liu Bang's army claimed to have 200,000 troops, but in reality, it only had 100,000. While Xiang Yu's army, though claiming 1 million, had around 400,000. So anyone could see the situation and comparison clearly. Did Liu Bang still think he could become the king of Qing? Xiang Yu wanted to have a conversation with Liu Bang, and Liu Bang needed to come up with excuses and explanations, which led to the famous the feast at Hongmen. That's where we will leave off for this video. In the next episode, we'll continue with the feast at Hongmen. Thank you for your watching, and if you like it, please like and subscribe, and welcome your remark and share for free. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.